Yo, what's up guys? It's Reek back again. I'll be doing a Lim Deck profile and accelerate rank gameplay. I'll be going over the deck and skim over each card just to say a little bit how they're used in some games. And then we'll be going straight into rank gameplay. It'll be at 4 times speed this time, so we'll see how that goes. And we'll get right into the deck list. So first up, we have the leader Lim. She just lets you play your Odyssey cards for 3 costs and ramps you at the same time. And then next up we have Scratch Manapoo. He's a 1 cost with 1000 power that allows you to West a 2 cost. He's really good because you want 1 cost to allow you to have another rest of characters for your other character abilities. Next we have 1 cost Lim. She restands your Odysseys for free. And next we have 2 cost Nami. She can freeze a Dawn for the opponent. Really useful versus decks that have like a very specific play that you know they want to do every time on a turn, and you want to prevent that. And then next up we have 3 cost Lim. She's the only searcher, and she also can restand when you have 3 cards rested. It's a very nice card. And then next we have 4 cost Aio. Really only play it when you're undergoing second curve, but still a good card. And then we have 5 cost Sabo. We're only playing 3 of it because it's kind of the worst Odyssey if they're playing removal. But it does draw you a card if you have 3 cards rested. And next we have 5 cost Don Kyori Don Flamingo. He restands and as a blocker. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to him. We have 2 Perkus the Ace. He's just a 2-gate counter that is a 5 cost, and you can rest a 5 cost. Really useful when you're going for game, or you just need to rest a really important card that's less than 5 costs, and you don't have your new game or Luffy. And then next we have our 5 cost Luffy. He can rest 6 costs, or you can rest a Dawn. Really useful versus the Luffys because of Gum Gum Giant or Bonney. And then next we have 4 Edward Newgate. He can rest a 5 cost and then kill a 3 cost that's rested. He's really nice versus decks that have an important 3 cost or just important 5 cost with low power. Next we have Enel. Draw 3 tracks too. Very good. And then we have Mihawk. He can restand any Odyssey, so you can put 7 Odyssey on, or 7 Dawn on a card and then just attack with it twice. And we only have 1 Sakazuki. Sakazuki is not as relevant this format, so we only play 1 of it. He KOs a 5 cost if you have 2 rested cards. We have 1 10 cost Salon Beppo. This card is really strong, especially since you get 10 early. It's only high end that's like above 6 costs every play because it keeps your momentum. Then we have 1 cost Kuruzumi Orochi. He just searches our event that's called our official Tofu Smile so that we can add it and then trash it. And then we have 3 Blast Breath. This card is really nice to protect your board, and allows you to play more aggressively too. This is the event that searches. It doesn't do anything, but it's just good to add because you want to play 1 cost early, and Orochi's the only card that can add a card. And then we have 5 cost Ragnarok, the big tech that I'm using in OP11 because it's good versus all the 8 cost categories and then the 7 costs that are like played in other Luffys. And just in general, it's pretty nice to remove anything that's below 8 costs or at 8 costs. Like Captain Kid 2 is another one, especially since you can like Newgate their Tashigi and then 5 costs. And then, or you can actually Apu the 2 costs Resonante to rest it, and then you can rest the Tashigi with Newgate and then kill the 2 costs, and then you can Ragnarok if they had like the full setup for the Captain Kid. But that's, I mean, it could happen. But yeah, Ragnarok is pretty nice as the premier kill card that I'm using in this list. And So next up, we'll just get right into the ranked games. Alright, so all these games are playing that deck list I just showed. These games are at 4 times speed because I just want to make the most time efficient. Yeah, I'll try my best to go over the plays. If you need to pause or rewind to like re-see how things happen, then feel free to do so. So first we have a Yamato, and they swing 3. We use counter with Blast Breath because we just don't want to take the 2 life early. And then they do a banish and with the Izo, and then we block. Because we can play this aggressively because we knew that NL and Lim were in the opening hand. We keep the Sakazuki and NL just because that's an easy play to do next turn. So yeah, and we get rid of the Luffy because it's not really relevant in this matchup compared to the resters. They Hody us, which is almost fine because and then we swing 5 with our 3-cost Lim, and we swing 5 with our leader Lim, and then we swing 6 with our NL, and then we're just going to NL, and then we just grab the actually I forgot what we grabbed, but yeah, we just make sure that we have the Dawn up for the Blast Breath. Was an important thing there. Now we're just going to play kind of passive swing here because we can Mihawk if they get that kind of trigger, or if they really counted the first one. So yeah. And that was the first game. It's pretty fast. We didn't really lose any life because we didn't really want to let them be able to get their second effect, and we had multiple Blast Breaths, so we didn't really have to let them do it. Our Rochi whiffs, so that means it's in life, the event, which is fine. If we really played a different 1-cost, unless it was 1-cost Lim, but we didn't see it, it would be the same thing, because we did need 1-cost there to restand our Dofi this turn, so it was important that we even played the 1-cost, even though it didn't do anything. And then we're going to swing 7 with Dofi. They're going to rest our leader, of course, and then we just kill their Hody with our 5-cost kill card. And yeah, and then we're just going to swing 8, and we're just going to restand it. And then we're going to put 2 blockers. We're in a decently comfortable position. They go for the kid play. They don't have any blockers. And then we just go for, and then we go for again. It's important that we swing like this because here we go 9. Oh, it's because we want to block grab. Okay. Ideally, we really have wanted a Mihawk on that last turn, but we didn't have any more Mihawks. And can't really go for Law and Beppo because we don't have any more. And then, yeah, we're kind of screwed here. But fortunately, they don't actually have, well, they kind of play really passively. They didn't know that we, like, the rest of our hand was bricks, but I'm pretty sure if they go for a game there, we do lose. But, yeah, we're still gonna lose though, so. we were just bricked up with the Beppos, Lawn Beppos, and the event, because we unfortunately did not find a way to get rid of them, which happens sometimes. Yeah, we also were just a little bit short, but we placed another Bonney, and we get the ideal opening of one cost Lim with a Sabo, and they're not able to clear a Sabo. We can't actually draw with our Sabo anyways, because they're probably just gonna risk it. But it still is nice to get that first draw. And then we freeze it on because we don't want them to be able to captivate us that turn, so which they could technically still play the kid, they just can't actually have it on under it. And then we swing. We're just going to try to clear this Cavendish. We weren't able to do that, so we just get the draw from Lisaba and leave it Dawn up to Blast Breath. Unfortunately, they don't actually tap our Dawn, so they can't even clear our Saba without using a what's that card? What's the yeah, that card. But yeah, and we just double attack with Mihawk because they only have one blocker and they don't have enough counter. This hand is like very, very mid, but we do have the one cost Lim, which is nice, and they swing us into us twice, which actually is pretty nice because we like needed a better hand. So now our hand's gonna be fixed for the most part because we have a one cost Lim, and we're gonna draw another card. We see another 5 cost event. The good news is that 5 cost event is actually kind of good versus Smoker. So yeah, they hoodie us, of course, as they would. We kind of have this one, and we just try to protect everything, and we are successful in protecting everything. And then we just Lawn Beppo because we want to freeze, or we needed to get the Saba out of the way, or not Saba, the Chopper out of the way anyways, the blocker Chopper. So we just rest it, and then we're actually, we're not that safe, but they're like way too scared to swing into a 7k leader with 5 life. So now we just rest, we rest the 2 costs, or wait, yeah, we rest the 2 costs and we kill that card, and because that's exactly lethal with our Lawn Beppo, which is pretty nice. That was a very awkward game, but our hand was pretty awkward, but ultimately we were still able to keep up tempo, and then Lim is a really good closing deck, especially if you have a kill event in hand. And so yeah. Next we have blue purple Luffy, probably one of the matchups that might be considered like the new Shanks matchup for Lim, because Shanks was considered a bad matchup for Lim, but I don't think it's like the end of the world, because like if they, well, for one, you're a very aggressive deck, aggro deck. For 2, you can freeze or Dawn, which is really important because the only thing you care about in this matchup is, especially since you're playing the 5 cost event, the only thing you care about is their Big Mom. And so you just want to try as much as possible to like get ahead of them before they get into the big plays, and then sometimes you can bait them into playing Katakuri, or if they do play Katakuri, you just want to have your 5-cost event. And then they play the Mihawk here, which is like actually really fine, because I mean we were already at 5 costs anyways, so we don't really care. If they shuffled it to the bottom, a Big Mom would have been so much worse for us. We sleeve up that Dawn, and the important thing here is that if they swing, or if that they heal with Big Mom, well, mostly, or like if they play a card that removes for 9 Dawn, that means they're only swinging 6 with their leader. So that means the turn that they do that, they're only moving 1 card, where your board is normally full. Here they're able to remove 2 cards because there's no reason to toss counter when they have 2 more 9-cost swings. But again, here we have our whole board restanded, so that means they only can remove 1 card, which is really important because now we actually have 2 blast breaths, so we don't technically have to like go for game. I think we just poke to see if we should go for game or not, and then I don't actually remember. I also played these games like last week, or yeah, like last week I think, and then but yeah, they guarded the first 6 swings, so I was like, I don't need to go for this. I'll just play another Dofi, and then I'll have 2 counter up for Blast Breath, and I think we'll be fine. To be fair, I could have went for a game, but it would just be tough if they had a giant, which they did. And honestly, I probably should have just went for a game there because I don't think I ever survived that with a full board of 9 costs. But yeah. Next we have Purple Black Luffy. And we go first, and we get the 1-cost Lim. We're just gonna 5 swing, play out tempo, new gate, because we don't have or we want to save our Mihawk, because Mihawk's like probably the thing best Odyssey. And so now we just swing first, and then we play our Lim. We could grab the Null, but we want to play it safe and not have anything rested, because he's going to be a 7k leader, and he's going to be force attack face, and we have a blast breath, so get the free swing on the 5k body, and then we just want to swing twice with our Dofi. We didn't want to waste any Dawn on our leader because we want to leave it down for our Blast Breath. And then we also did that because we have another Mihawk, so yeah, it's easy defense here. We let go because we need another spot anyways. Unless we let go. Yeah, right. We let go because we're going to Wombepo here. Because we just want to be as safe as possible. Because we can kill the Frankie. Or, well, if we get cows out of Frankie, that's even better. But we get a swing there too, and then they'll have to swing 7 into 7 with the block rep, and I have all counters except for 1 card. And then they do this weird play where they go for board, which is like fine because we're just thinking we're gonna finish this game with the Wombepo. Because for one, they don't have any blockers actually, and we can Mihawk with our Lim. So they would need to have so much counter that, to be fair, they're like, I guess still had leader swing, but they're like a couple cards off from being able to survive. But they also did have like a lot of counter. So yeah. But yeah, that was a good match into Purple Black Luffy. The only thing with that matchup is like, normally if you like don't win the die roll, you like need to remove the 6-cost cost Luffy with the kill card. Otherwise, if you go first, it's usually not that big of a deal. Because I think if you go first, really in most matchups, it's like kind of favored. We go second versus purple black Luffy, or blue purple Luffy. Yeah, we prioritize killing the Zoro because the main thing is we just want to make sure that they don't get to their Big Mom and Kakarot play as fast as possible. We also know that we have the defense to kill or to protect their board, knowing that they probably want to ramp. And so they kill one of our negates, which is fine because we have Blast Breath to protect the other one. And so we're going to fill up our board here. We keep the 5 cost kill card just in case they play Cat Curry, and then we also keep the 10 cost just in case they go the other way. And so now if they play a different card that isn't Cat Curry, we can freeze that card and then have a 7k leader. If they play the Cat Curry, we can just kill the Cat Curry. And so yeah. And then here we freeze it on so that if they play a 9 cost, they won't have extra Dawn. And so they don't have extra Dawn here. And then we're just gonna Lim Deck. If they swing into our Lim Deck, they can't heal or play any defense, which is nice. They do put our last Lim to life, which is honestly kind of fine because we're just going to NL and Dofi. And yeah, again, if they also just Red Rock us, but since they did that, they don't have any defense. Or well, they played the Dofi, but it's not like a Big Mom or Cat Curry, and so we could just kill the Dofi. And yeah, and we played like that to play around them having we just kill the Dofi with the event because if they had because with 2 cards, if they Gum Gum Giant, then they have 0 cards, so we just swung 6. I mean, if you swing 6 on Luffy and they have 2 cards, that means that they can either Gum Gum Giant or counter with the other card, and then we won't have enough cards for Gum Gum Giant. And then we also had the Mihawk, so we had the extra attack. Then we go against blue purple Reiju. We double Lim here just because it's Reiju and all they want to do is play their GG. So we want the extra protection for our Odyssey cards. And we're also on the second curve versus a deck like this where we know we're not going to get punished for probably playing the Lim Deck. Lim Deck is kind of good on the second curve because we're going to be ramp right into 10 next turn. Especially since both of our Odysseys can just restand, so we don't even care that like we're like not protecting board as much by not leaving a Dawn up, or even just not playing another blocker, or drawing more cards with an L, because they're gonna be roasted. The other thing is that oh yeah, the other thing is that being a 7k leader is very big for Reiju. They do have Black Maria and they're against us, so they're ramping. But they also forgot to ramp, I'm pretty sure. With Black, yeah, because they're at only 6 Dawn, and I think they would have been at 8 Dawn. So they did actually fortunately forget to ramp with their Black Maria, and so this was like an easy decision to make this play. They also don't know that we don't have the counter. Well, potentially don't have the counter, but we're just assuming that they're gonna play passively because it's swinging into 7k leader with 6 cards in hand and a life. So, and we have a Mihawk, fortunately, so we can just easily go for game. We have Mihawk plus Lim Deck, which means that most decks cannot survive that kind of pressure. Which is one reason why I like Lim Deck more than Zoro, is because it lets you survive another turn. You usually don't even need that like multiple 9k swings with Zoro because you have Mihawk, so like you have other cards that rest things, so you really just need a big buy to make sure that you have another big swing. And Lim Deck will rest the card and defensively rest the card and keeps it rested, and it makes you 7k leader, which is pretty good. And then we face another blue purple Reiju. We get the Orochi opening this time, and our event is not in our life, so that's nice. And we have Denel, which is also nice. And they also Reiju on turn 1, which is kind of crazy, because now we know that we're safe from Ichiji unless they want to ramp themselves down again with a Porsche play. And at that point, we'd be fine with that. And they go for Black Maria, which is fine because we would rather keep our character than not keep our character. So, but it's still a good play for them, and but it's pretty even for now. And then we just kill a Black Maria, so they just don't get the major value that they would get if it stayed on the board, because we keep ramping. And so we have a bunch of 2Ks, so we're in a pretty decent position, because for Lim, we mostly expect that our opponent's at least able to kill one of these bodies, and the Ichiji is just going to let him kill one of the bodies, because we have enough 2Ks to protect the other one. And so yeah, we can also kill this Ichiji with the 5 costs event too, which is kind of nice. And then also I just didn't want him to swing into our new gate with his Ichiji, so we take life very aggressively, and we also know we have a ton of counter in hand. And so yeah. They do still have 4 life, so it's a really dangerous position for me, because yeah, another reason why I did this is because they were at 5 Dawn, so I knew that they couldn't attach that much Dawn even though I was at 1 life, and all their characters are low, and so if they swing 5 or 6 a lot, then we can just counter out of it. And so yeah, I almost forgot about that for a second because I haven't played this game recently, but yeah. And then here we take the last one, they remove 1, and then we have 6 swings because of Mihawk, so we swing 5 first, and then I don't remember if we swing. Yeah, we swing 5 again. Then we're gonna swing 7. We're gonna swing 7 again. Then we're gonna swing 9/9 with Mihawk. And yeah, they had a 7k counter in hand. We don't know when they got that counter. But yeah, we just wanted to swing, get the guaranteed 5 swings off. We want to commit too much down early because we know that we have no swings. That we can get a couple of guaranteed hits, or well, we could get the 1 guaranteed hit, and they also took the first 5 swing. If they were counting the first 5 swing, then we would get 2 guaranteed hits. Yeah. And then we get another blue purple Luffy. We are 1-1 versus blue purple Luffy in this video, so I won't spoil how this one goes. I actually honestly don't remember, but But yeah, they display a Nami. Unfortunately, we do not have the Sakazuki, or one of Sakazuki. We also don't play our Lanbeppo because Lanbeppo needs 2 cards on the board for us to be able to get the 7k leader. This also allows us to fill up board completely and restand everything, which is nice because if they remove one, or if they Big Mom us, then we still have 3 characters on board, but they Gravity Blade us, which is honestly fine, because I would rather them Gravity Blade us than Big Mom us. So. And now we just leave Dawn up to Blast Breath. They can't kill us, and yeah, we can protect their board too. Fortunately we get another Blast Breath, so we actually don't even need to go for game here, assuming that they had to block with one of these Namis. But we are in kind of a dangerous position because if they didn't block if they didn't have to block with that Nami, we probably lose. But fortunately they did. So now there's Big Mom. We still have 3 characters, so we're good. We really want a Mihawk here. Unfortunately, we don't have a Mihawk, so and we just kill the Nami with our prop cost kill card. It's mostly important that they didn't have that Nami to swing back at us if they could defend this, because now, well, they swung passively anyways, but now we have our Mihawk back, so we can just, yeah. And then this is actually pretty funny. We just play around the Gungam Giant, because we had the Mihawk, and we were swinging like that because we knew we had the Mihawk. That event kind of saved them. So yeah. So we were 2-1 versus Blue Purple Luffy in this video. And not going first every time versus Blue Purple Luffy. But yeah, that's the Lim video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, or let me know if you have any questions or would like to see anything in the future videos. And hopefully I will be making more different deck profiles. Marco's definitely next. And so yeah, see you next time.